giving segment relationships, so this is going to be the 0.01% of the time that the first reason is not always given. But just a real quick reminder, reflexive property, identical to itself, think reflection in the mirror. You have a test a week from yesterday, so on Tuesday next week you have a test. You have to have these memorized. Symmetric is like converse, the flip. Transitive is the one where you take out what's repeated. If AB equals CD and CD equals EF, then AB equals EF. Are you guys memorizing those yet?
Also, the first one would be transitive.
Yeah, look at me. I'm already going.
Okay, so which one would this be? If KL equals YT and YT equals SD, then KL equals SD. Transitive, good. What about if AD is congruent to GH, then GH is congruent to AD? Symmetric. And then obviously reflexive. So start memorizing these because on Tuesday next week you have a test, so you have to know those. And then I put some review stuff. So number 1 and number 2, you're deciding the properties. Well, number 1 you have to actually do what the property says. So if first one on number 2, let's look at it. Oh. Oh, and look, I'm having you fill it in the blank too. So when you look at number 2, it says name the property that justifies each statement. Choose from reflexive. Make sure you spell it right. Symmetric, just put SYM. Do you guys see that? Transitive, put TRANS. Substitution, put subs. And then segment addition, we're going to put seg add. So make sure that you... and we're going to get to segment addition. I'm going to show that to you. That's what I was just looking. Hang on. No.
It's transitive.
Yeah. It's actually transitive on that one. Okay. Back to this. Don't forget all the other properties too. Addition property, subtraction property, multiplication and division property. What is it called though when you just combine like terms? Simplify, yes. And don't get multiplication property and distributive property mixed up. Okay, this is segment addition, and it's hopefully common knowledge. So segment addition just says, guys, are you ready?
Yeah.
If I take this segment AB and I add it to this segment BC, then I get the whole segment AC. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So segment addition just means I'm adding segments together.
Line A and C. Okay.
So if I take AB, add it to BC, I get the whole thing. Yeah. So let's look at an example proof to where the first reason is not given. So my given is actually that XY equals 42. So I'm given that whole thing is 42. But my first statement does not say XY equals 42. But my first statement says XZ plus ZY equals XY. So that reason is segment addition. So I'm just adding segments. So if you ever see that segments are being added together, it's just segment addition. Now I replaced, so my first reason's not given. So that's the 0.01% of the time it's not given. So now I replaced XZ with 3 times n plus 4. Yes, so when you replace something with something else, substitution, I just put subs there. Distributive. Don't get distributive and multiplication mixed up. I just did that, didn't I? What's it called when you just combine like terms? Simplify. What did we do from D to E? Minus, subtract. And what do we do from E to F? Divide. So on today's, you're going to see that first reason sometimes being segment addition. Okay, here's another one. But this one is actually, look at my given. C is the midpoint of AD. And my first statement says C is the midpoint of AD. So what do you think the reason would be?
I don't know.
Given. So if it matches, see how this statement, first statement matches what's next to the given? Then it's given. If it's just adding segments together, it's segment addition. Okay. Anytime you see a word in a proof, the next line will always be definition of that word. Because since C is the midpoint of AD, what that means is that AC has to equal CD. So because of the word midpoint, that's what that means. So anytime there's a word in a proof, the next line is definition of that word.
Okay.
Now AC got replaced and CD got replaced. What's that called? Substitution. What happened from C to D?
You subtract.
Subtracted 2x, subtract, and then what happened from D to E? Divide. Okay. My joke is really cute, I think. So, these two guys are going fishing, and one guy happens to be Moses, and he keeps splitting the water.
Oh.
Moses, stop it! He's not letting him fish. That's kind of, because you know how he split the Red Sea.
Yes.
Kind of cute, kind of cute. I like it. Okay, so on your assignment, number 1, you have to do what it says. So symmetric property, if AB equals BC, then what?
Then
BC equals AB.
BC equals AB. So do the property it says. Reflexive property, BA equals
BA.
BA. Go BA. Go BA. Okay.
DA equals AB.
Okay, so you have to do the property. Number 2, you're going to fill in the blanks.
There's a lot of trans.
Yeah, there's a lot of trans. That's okay. Which one is the segment addition?
I think it's the last one. That's that one.
If Q is between P and R, if Q is between P and R, then PR equals PQ plus QR. This is the one that's seg add. Make sure you abbreviate like it shows up here.
Do you have to put
Seg
like
add.
periods and stuff? Or just
I do not believe so. I put periods. Just
So
put
this is
seg space add.
What's the very last one?
Capital.
Let me look at the last
There's a
one.
lady out there.
Yeah, I know. The door's unlocked. I unlocked it for her. This one.
Why is there always a random lady out there?
This one. If you take out what's repeated, so I would say trans on that one. I'm gonna double check to make sure I put trans. Because I would accept substitution on that too.
Yeah.
So I may have put both answers. So I'll look.
Which one? The last one is.
Yeah. All right. So now we're filling in the blanks. Filling in the blanks. So you have to decide what's happening. Let me see if I can find one that's segment addition. Oh, look at number 6. Number 6, I'm not starting with the given, but do you see how I'm adding segments together? A. So what are we going to put on A?
Segment addition postulate.
Segment addition postulate. And then what happens from A to B? No.
Substitution.
Substitution. We substituted something in for each thing. Then what happens from B to C?
Distribute.
Distribute. Good. Okay, you guys can do it from
No,
there.
no, we need to keep going.
You guys
Simplify.
can do it. Number 7 is also another segment addition.
Subtract.
So the last two, the first statement's not given, it's segment addition.
So wait, is D simplified?
No, what does that be? Is that what the last?
So you
On
said
which
number
number?
7 is segment addition also?
Number 7A is segment addition. Which one? D? Combine like terms, yes, simplify. So when you combine like terms, it's simplify. Presley?
Oh, you just gonna look at this one?
Yeah. If, I'm trying to think, remember if there's a word in a proof, what's the next line? Definition of that word. So this is actually given, and then definition of that word.
That was my question.
So anytime there's a word in a proof, the next line is definition of that word. Okay, that's it. Tomorrow we do angle addition.